Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man, y'all get it. My QB got swag, my wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
It's
Here
a
comes Philly Shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, Kid Dingbat here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown Podcast with Philly 500 Joeyshakes. Joey, what is going on, man? It is crazy out there, dude. Crazy. I don't know. We got a lot to talk about today. What's happening?
I'm good, man. We got the legal tampering tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of stuff to even with this roster, what direction the Eagles are going. A lot of questionable things right now. We're going to get right into that, no doubt. So.
Yeah, we sure are. Jeez. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But let me say hi to everybody here. Jonas, John, Draft Junkie, D Streets, King, Leon Banks, my man, gentleman, not hurt season. Tony, the Eagles, Jeff, Russell, Mike, thank you guys for being here. Donnie, CGM, and anybody else I missed. I see Rocco and Ryan are here, Tiger, JJ, some new names in here, or just not names that are all switched up now. Mav, what's going on, buddy? Mean Metal Mike, Prolific the Great is here, and everybody that's here, thank you so much. I guess we should jump right into it and start with what went down yesterday, and that was Jordan Davis became the highest paid nose tackle in NFL history. A contract well-deserved, something that he definitely earned this season, man. And what are your overall thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, we were waiting for it, obviously freeing up some cap space as well. Yeah, it's definitely deserving, man. I mean, highest paid nose tackle, third highest paid DT, especially with that fifth-year option going into this year now. Yeah, I mean, look, I think I knew it was coming, but, I was not shocked, but I think at making him the third highest paid DT, I was like, damn, like they must value him a lot. And I mean, what he did this year, I mean, it's been a journey from the first 2 years he was here when we watched him in the combine and how much of a freak athlete he was. And I think what he does from a leadership aspect for this team, for the defensive line and Jaelan Carter. And I know you've said it before where, Carter looks up to him, and it's a really important piece for the future, man. I mean, I love it. I was happy they got it done.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I felt that it had to, and I felt like it was going to ever since that Hard Knocks, where you kind of saw in the locker room how he acted, how he seemed to be the guy speaking up. He seemed very much to remind me of Brandon Graham in the locker room. So I felt like, yeah, they're going to keep him, and all was good. You gained, I think, 9.3 in cap space. You're figuring everything's good. And yes, I know we got the whole A.J. Brown stuff. We'll talk about. I kind of want to push that to the back because I'm kind of so sick and just talking about A.J. Brown situation. I want to talk about this other stuff that's hot and heavy today. But you're thinking, all right, Jay, he signed. And the next thing we kind of hear is what John Clark says: the Eagles are attempting to sign pass rusher Jaelan Phillips, according to Jeremy Fowler. People inside the league believe that Philly is attempting to re-sign Phillips to a deal that would pay him well above $20 million per year. But Phillips will have a strong market if he chooses to enter free agency. And here's another guy where, I said anything above 24, I would think it's too much. But, I could see the Eagles wanting to go out and get him, or bring him back. So that sounded about right. I had no issue with that at all. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, it's normal. I mean, they're trying to fit. They're trying to fit an edge rusher under the cap. I mean, that's what they need an edge rusher long term. Okay. Like the Myles Garretts and the Maxx Crosbys, those are the premier pass rushers that get 30 plus, maybe even more of $40+ million. Okay. Like Jaelan Phillips is a mid-high tier. He's an above average mid-high tier edge rusher. Okay. So realistically, 2 to 3 years ago, dealing with 2 season-ending injuries and then coming to, getting traded to Philadelphia, a few sacks, and in 7-8 games he had 70 something pressures. Okay, so he's very disruptive, and the Eagles, I think it's a fair price. I think in the beginning, before all this happened, maybe a month ago, it was like 17 18 plus, and I don't think it gets anything past 25, and I think they're just trying to get him here, get him in the building, so he's locked up. And I think this free agency has revolved around getting an edge rusher. Now there's a few edge rushers that are, if they don't get Phillips, like if he walks and something happens, okay, you have Bradley Chubb that's out there. Obviously, Maxx Crosby, it was never going to happen since, either we're talking about that or whatever. But there's still more edge rushers out there, whether you're going to get a Rashawn Gary that was released from the Green Bay Packers. You have the kid from the Chargers that was traded from the Ravens during the year that I forgot his name, Adafi Uwe. I forgot that guy's name. 7.5 sacks, from as soon as he got traded, he got 7.5 sacks with the Chargers from week 7 to the end of the season. Yeah. There's options out there. Trey Hendrickson, I don't know what the status of him is at 32 years old and what teams are willing to pay. So there are options if Phillips does walk, but I'm glad that they're trying to get somebody in the building.
Well, I Jonathan Grenard is a name to keep an eye on too.
Yeah.
Because he's a guy that the Eagles have contacted. He's probably in value, they said, a second-day pick. He's 29 years old. So he could give you a year or two, and he's not going to cost you a lot of money. That's another name to keep out there. But yeah. Look, I think if you could bring Phillips back, he knows Vic Fangio's scheme. Vic likes him and trusts him. I think he plays the run. I think his run, his play against the run is underrated. And I think his best days are still in front of him. Like, he's still young enough where I think he could have some big years coming. So, I'm okay with it. I'm fine. To me, the key was get Jordan Davis signed, and then we can do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Agreed.
But then here's where I don't know. Shortly after we see the Jaelan Phillips stuff about the Eagles pushing for him, we see this. The Eagles have received trade calls about two-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Jalen Carter, Jeremy Fowler. Carter appeared in only 11 games last season and is eligible for a new deal. What the hell is going on, Joey?
Yeah, I don't know.
What the freak?
I don't know. It's like I feel like it's under a magnifying glass because it's Philadelphia, and every team receives calls for players. I don't think this is something that's, oh my God, like there's got to be teams out there that receive calls every offseason for a specific player, but it's never ever reported, and it's always behind the scenes. But with Jalen Carter, because of the money that Jordan Davis got, everybody, a lot of Eagle fans were saying, "Oh, Carter's definitely not going to be here now." What are you going to pay Carter if you're going to make Jordan Davis the third highest paid DT? What are you going to pay Jalen Carter? That's really been the question. So I'm a little confused over this.
Just
it's too much.
JJ, member for 67 months. He goes, I think the Jalen Carter trade reports are fake. The main rumor out there is 5 teams called the Eagles on Carter, and one is the Bears. The Bears refused to draft Carter in 2023, so the report is fake. I don't believe the report is fake. All right, I don't. But I will say this: Howie Roseman has said this so many times. Mm-hmm. I will take calls on everything.
Yes,
any offer. Yes. Nobody is going to I'm not going to hear out. I would not be surprised that if teams saw that the Eagles gave Davis a huge extension, naturally would call the Eagles up to say, well, hey, you just gave extension to Jordan Davis. Is Carter, what are your long-term plans with him? Would you be interested? I think I hope that's what is going on here. Okay. But my bigger question, whether or not, I still don't think they're going to trade Jalen Carter. I don't think it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And let me answer this. Let's get this super chat real quick. Kyle, my man, thank you for the super chat. You are the man. Only way I'm trading Jalen Carter is for either a haul of picks or a player like Will Anderson. It's interesting, man. Isn't it interesting? That's such an interesting draft because the two guys at the top of our list were Will Anderson and Jalen Carter. And thank you, Kyle, for the super chat. I tend to agree with you, Kyle. And remember, our draft was Will Anderson, Carter, and Bijan. Those were the top three. Carter and Anderson, we didn't think we were going to be there.
Yeah.
And now it's like you get Carter at 9. He's 26-year-old defensive tackle. Okay, yeah, he has some maturity issues. He hasn't fully lived up to his potential yet. But even though he hasn't, he's still better than 85% of the other players. So I hear this stuff about teams are calling on Jalen Carter. What is the compensation? That's what I want to know. What would the compensation be? It would have to be astronomical. Because if you're asking for a first or second and a solid player for A.J. Brown, then you got to double that as far as I'm concerned with Jalen Carter.
I'm looking to take somebody's future away from them. I'm looking for a haul of picks, like you said. I'm looking for – look, I don't get with the Eagles, the Chiefs can get their picks for a player. They can get a haul of picks for a player. The Raiders can get their picks for a player. And with the Eagles, everybody's real picky with the Philadelphia Eagles right now on what they're giving up for a specific player. Okay. Yeah. Carter had the shoulder. He was dealing with the shoulder all year, pain tolerance, had both his shoulders cleaned out. And the statistics aren't there. This is going to be a top 5 DT in the league. Okay. This man single-handedly, probably wouldn't in the Rams game in the playoffs in 24. We wouldn't even have a ring without him, probably. Okay.
No ring without him.
So
ain't no shot.
Yeah, there's no shot that this happens. And if the Eagles are even considering this, you're getting a first round pick the next couple years. You're getting an instant first round pick this year. I don't care.
I will say, Jacksonville, people are like Jacksonville's interest. I'm like, well, who the frig do they even have on their roster? I mean, I look at their roster. They don't have a 2026 first. Okay, so give me a 2027 first. Maybe that's a high pick because they Jacksonville. But who do they got? Jamal Walker?
We haven't been in this situation in a long time where there's multiple superstars that these teams that all these trade rumors are coming out. We've never really been in a heavy situation like this in an offseason. So many people on social media are getting baited right now. Jaguar fans, Bears fans. I mean, everybody thinks that whoever's available is available right now. Okay.
Everybody is the piranhas are lined up.
Oh yeah.
Flesh, dude.
Yeah. They think it's going to happen. They think it's going to happen because Jordan Davis got his deal that they think, but they don't know Howie Roseman. None of these fans from other teams even know what this GM is capable of when it comes to cap. I mean,
I know it's crazy. Mark Holmes' wife thinks he's cheating on him because he's so happy and orgasmic right now because he thinks the Eagles are falling apart, which is not happening. Deshae, man, what's up with you, man? He said, you're all killing me and being in denial. Oh, about Hurts, I guess. He don't like Hurts. And if Hurts stinks this upcoming season, they're going to start making plans to move on from him. So if he stinks, then we'll deal with that when it comes next year, But I'll say this. I'm so happy that we're going to have an offense that we're going to be able to identify what the real problem is. Because if they put this offense out there and Hurts goes out there and he can't throw and make the throws that everybody says he can't, which I don't believe, by the way, then we're going to know it's him. But if he does go out and play well and puts up good numbers, then we're going to know who the real problem is, the coach.
Yeah, which I think a lot of us expect anyway. I mean,
yeah,
you're going to have Hurts for like at least another 3 years. I mean, the minimum 3 years. Like, I think that's where you're going to be.
Well, I can't worry about that right now.
No, it's the least of my.
It's like, it's like, dude,
please, I don't even want to get between coaching and her. I don't even want to get into that. Like, that's just a waste of time.
I do not like the idea of trading Jalen Carter at all.
Mm-mm.
I think that Jordan Davis's sign is like, I think that you can keep Carter on the team because you have Jordan Davis. Because I think Jordan Davis is a guy who Carter has said multiple times, he's a big brother to me. I look up to him. Jordan Davis led by example on how to get the most and what you have to do to be a professional. I think that rubs off on Carter. Have we not seen Carter working out right now? He looks 10 pounds lighter already to me. So, I'm not going to say this. I agree with Howie in the sense that nobody's untradeable for the right offer. Nobody's untradeable. Okay, maybe a few quarterbacks like a Hall of Fame greatest quarterback like a Tom Brady or something. But other than that, nobody's untradeable for the right price. So if you give me something that sets the Eagles up for the next 5-6 years, then I understand it. But, 2 first-round picks is not going to do it. I saw somebody say, Travon Walker, a first next year and a second. What do you create? That's not even close.
No.
So I don't think anything will come from this, dude. I don't.
No, I think it's just he's just fishing for trade for value and see what teams or what they're going to give up, and that's it. And that's as far as it goes. And if it feels like there's something over the top that maybe it's just too hard to pass on and that extends the championship window a lot more wider, then sure, you take the trade if that's the case. But
I agree completely. So hold on. I just lost my place here. So, German Eagle, thank you for the super chat, man. We appreciate that. He goes, guys, if they really trade Jalen Carter, it's only because of his shoulder issues regarding a big contract. You can't trade a player like that, man. No, I mean, you're talking about a 26 years old? I don't even know how old he is. How old is Carter? He might be 24 for all I know.
I don't know.
I forget how old he is. I don't even know. Let me see. I'm just curious.
24 years old.
He's 24 years old. He's 3 years away from the prime.
He's a fucking.
He's not even he won't hit his prime years for another 3 years. Okay, so yeah, you can't trade him. I don't even think it's a shoulder thing. I honestly, if they do it, I think Howie's doing it because he's going to try to get such a haul to set the team up long term.
Yes.
But I think the most likely scenario is because Davis was extended, everybody is trying to figure out what the plan is. You see, and I personally think that you know how premium positions kind of switch every once in a while, right? Like left tackle's a premium position, and then everybody goes out and gets defensive ends that rush from the right side so that you don't go up against left tackle. Then the right tackle becomes a premium position because of that. And then you get, edge rushers premium position. I think it's switching where I think the interior line is the premium position. And you can go out and manage what your edge rushers are, especially in a Vic Fangio offense or defense that don't need you. He doesn't even like his edge rushers rushing every down. He wants them to cover. So I think the tackles in some ways are that premium position on the line.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people on social media, they just because they don't know the Eagles roster, they just look at it. They look at the contracts. They're like, oh well, they just paid Jordan Davis. Jalen Carter needs an extension. Oh wait, they got to pay Nolan Smith. Oh, they got to pay Jalen Hunsoon. Oh, they got Cooper DeJean. And it's like, dude, like they're not they're definitely not paying Nolan Smith now. We already knew this anyway. Like, he ain't getting no extension. They're probably not even picking up his fifth year option.
He's the guy they should be shopping.
Yes. He should be the bait. Yes. He's a sweetener. Yes.
Yeah. Muzzletron, remember for 28 months, thanks so much. Because did you all see the league sued the NFLPA about the report cards? Patullo and Sirianni were always the problem, and that just proves they are protected class. Dallas has everyone paid off. Hurt season. AJ staying. Thank you, my man. I didn't see the whole report card thing, but it doesn't surprise me. And thank you, Bobby Murphy. Thank you for the super chat. He goes, glad to see you guys back together. Love you guys.
Thanks, Bob.
We love you too, man. And we still gotta nail down the exact week we'll be doing things.
Yeah.
In the off season, but today is too big of a day not to come on right now with everything going on.
Yes.
D Hart Williams, David Super Chat goes, Sunday afternoon, 500 Joey. Let's effing go. Let's go is right. And we got over 700 people in the chat.
Awesome.
It's good to see everybody back, boy. It's been slow month last month. I'm ready to get things kicked into high gear. So it is good to see everybody here. Derek Moore, my man, thank you for the super chat. To the idiots talking about moving on from Hurts, please tell me what other quarterback has a resume like his other than Mahomes. Please stop. Amen, brother. Amen.
Simply said.
Amen. You're so right. Fabio, thank you for the super chat. Should we draft guys for Vic or the next defensive coordinator? That's a great question. I mean, my guess is that they're going to want to keep his system intact. That's what I think they're going to do. Personally, my hope is that Clint Hurt will become the defensive coordinator. So we'll see. But I think that's a great question, because if they go and hire a guy like, let's say, and as an example, Jim Schwartz, you have to change your defense. He runs that, he runs 4-3 out of a 4-3 base most of the time, right? So you have to kind of change how you do things. But I hear you. It's a great question, and I don't have an answer to it. Except for I think you got to draft what you think you want to do in the long run. And being that the Eagles have wanted to run Vic Fangio's scheme before Vic Fangio came, I think that's probably what they're going to continue to want to do.
Yeah, we need to make sure that he has a good year, so maybe he won't retire after this year. So we'll see how that goes.
Right? Yeah, exactly, my man. DJ Simo, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, I think the media buzz around AJ and the Eagles are completely curated to create this course in the Eagles front office and locker room. Jaelan showed us he can show up. The Eagles, the league wants turmoil. They'll only get dominated in 26. Yes, I'm with you, man. Like, seriously, man. It's like they really want to break this Eagle team up so bad. It's crazy. It really is absolutely crazy to me. But, these Jalen Carter trade rumors, it's shocking to me. I mean, can you think of another time Howie Roseman traded a 24-year-old interior lineman that he was a top 10 pick?
Yeah, no.
I don't remember.
No, it doesn't make any sense, no.
Look, and I understand that Davis got more. I was thinking between 18 and 20 for Davis. So he got more money. But if you were at this point with Jalen Carter where you were going to move him, why didn't you just re-sign Milton Williams? Milton Williams and Jordan Davis are making the same amount for the most part.
$26 million, yeah, right.
You could have kept both of them and just sign them. Do you think if the Eagles trade AJ to New England, they're going to ask for Milton Williams back?
Yeah, I mean, maybe
it's crazy.
At the time the draft maybe what we had in the draft compensation the year later, maybe it was different. Maybe at the time they just wanted that extra third rounder. I don't know. I'm not sure. They probably I mean, they couldn't pay him, so I get that.
Yeah, it's really crazy to me. So I mean, I don't know. What do you think, man? What does your gut tell you about what's going to happen with Carter?
I think Carter's gonna. I mean, I think he's gonna stay. I mean, I don't. There's no like real evidence of this really happening unless it's a haul picks. Like, I just don't. And this is all. I think it's more speculation between like fake media or just third party fans with these big followings that are putting this out there just because Jordan Davis got paid and they feel like they can't pay Jalen. Jalen Carter doesn't affect this year. Doesn't affect anything this year besides saving cap. It doesn't affect anything. So I'm really confused on like where this is all even, how this is going down, where it's all coming from.
The only thing I can think of is that Howie's, is Howie's taking calls because teams called once Davis got extended.
Yeah,
and that makes sense to me. We didn't hear any offers were made. We didn't hear what offers were made.
Nothing.
No.
And
we talk about this all the time. I mean, we could look at the Jaguars a few years ago when they signed Josh Allen to the monster contract. We said keep an eye on Travon Walker because we don't know if they're going to sign two guys from the same position. So in a lot of ways we do it too. But anything serious, I'm not buying with Carter getting traded. I don't believe Carter will get traded. I have to see it to believe it. I don't think it'll happen. And if it does happen, it's probably going to set the Eagles up for the next 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Easy. Because it like I said, if AJ Brown, and we can talk about AJ in a second, but if AJ they're demanding a 1 and 2 in a player, then dude, you got to be asking for more than that with Jalen Carter. You just do.
Way more, yeah.
Nick, thank you for the super chat. He goes, do you think we could pay Davis, Carter, Phillips, Q, Coop, Hunt? That's not anyone's. That's not even anyone on offense. I think that's why he's looking at trading Jalen Carter. Well, I mean, yeah, I think they could pay him. I do. I think you have to set it up a certain way. Howie's got to be smart, but if you look at it, they pay Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, all that guys on the offensive line. All those that whole offense is getting paid big bucks. I think what you're going to see is A.J. Brown maybe play one more year and then go. I think Goddard is going to go. I think you're going to start to see the offense become like the defense was a few years ago, where it's young and you got a lot of young draft picks on there playing with guys like Jalen Hurts, and then you got most of your salary cap being defense. I think that's how it's going to go. I honestly think the guy is out. The guy that's out is Nolan Smith, because I think he hasn't earned an extension, Joey. He hasn't. And if you sign Phillips,
he's playing like a 4th rounder. I mean, Jaelan Hunt is already better than him as a 3rd round pick. I mean, there's just nothing there for me, like to use him as a sweetener or a team that he could prove himself on his last year before he gets paid to get a mini deal for next year. I don't know. I mean, not saying that we shouldn't keep him. I mean, look, if you want to keep Nolan Smith, then keep him. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Well, he might be cheaper right now, so
right.
But
right,
yeah, I get it. I mean, I get it. I think you're going to see I think guys like AJ Brown, I think Bond, I think guys like that could play one more year and then be gone.
Yeah,
I think you get one more year out of them. Nick, thank you for the super chat. He goes, do you think we could pay Davis, Carter? I just read that one. My bad. But I mean, I think they can. I think there are ways to make it work. Rogue, thank you for the super chat. Hey guys, the mainstream media is full of crap, just like the AJ crap. Carter getting an extension this next year. I see Ojomo traded next for a 1st rounder. They're not Ojomo. You can't get a 1st round pick for Ojomo. I don't think you can get a 1st round pick for Ojomo. But I mean, I think the Eagles are taking off. I think it's probably people called, and we didn't hear, this team made an offer or the Eagles are demanding this. With the AJ stuff, we heard what the Eagles are thinking.
It's just like we haven't even heard from AJ's camp. We haven't heard nothing. Like, who's pushing this? Like, who's pushing this trade? Like, is Howie either just fishing to see what he could get? I mean, from what Rappaport said on NFL Network yesterday, he said like they haven't found the right offer for AJ. And if the Patriots aren't given a first-round pick, then I don't know. Josina Anderson said, as the most recent report from yesterday, is that the Patriots are not giving a first-round pick, and they floated the idea of a multi-asset package, which is what? You're talking about a couple of players, you're talking some mid-round picks and a couple of high-time players from their roster. I mean, that's what I'm getting from that. If that's even going to be enough to even do that.
Yeah, let me read this super chat, and I got a lot to say on that. Derek Moore, thank you for the super chat. He goes, I think Sirianni may have hired his replacement. Having a competent play caller and head coach is the ultimate goal for Hurts' development. Thought. Yeah, I mean, you're right, because if you had a competent coach who could call plays and it was his offense, like an Andy Reid or a McVay or somebody like that, then you wouldn't have to change coordinators all the time and have Hurts learn all this new stuff. So I think you're right. I kind of agree with you, and I really don't know how long Sirianni's leash really is. I don't know. So yeah, I could totally see it if this offensive coordinator works out.
Yeah.
Brooks, thank you for the super chat. We need a kicker. I don't want Jake anymore. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying cut Jake. I wouldn't cut him, but I would I would bring in competition, no doubt about it. Now, as far as AJ and what Josina Anderson report about multi-players, I think those kind of trades never work out. I try to think of all trades I can remember where you send multiple players for a star, and then those multiple players they're like middle of the road players. They're mediocre players. It never works out. It would be a waste of time for the Eagles. Seriously.
They would have to give us one of their best players. I mean, I don't even know who you would trade for. I mean, what, Gonzalez? We needed core. I mean that makes no sense, but I mean somebody. I don't know if that idea is even going through Howie's mind, if that even concerns that he has any interest in that.
Right. Joseph says, how much would we give up to get Jalen Carter on our team? And now you guys are talking about the Eagles trading him away. I wouldn't take 2 number 1 draft picks for Jalen Carter, generational. I mean, it's not – we didn't just jump on here today and say, hey, Joey, got an idea. Let's trade Jalen Carter. We're only responding to the news that is out there right now. We're not promoting it, and we're not trying to say we should do it, but we got to be able to talk about what's going on in current events. You know what I mean? It's like you can't ignore it, whether we think it's going to happen or not. And I don't think it happened. And I personally agree with you. It would take way more than that as well. But we're not going to ignore it when it's all over the place as one of the hot things that is being talked about with the Eagles. That's kind of like would make no sense. Could you imagine? Everybody would be talking about Carter in the chat. We'd be ignoring it.
Right.
Can't do that.
Right. Oh, it's true.
Eagles could trade AJ, then flip him for Justin Jefferson. How? Where? I don't know where the Justin Jefferson stuff is coming from. Does anybody know? Is he getting shopped around or something that I missed? I haven't heard anything about Jefferson.
Not that I know of.
Have you heard? No. I mean, if you could do it, do it. But I don't know where the Jefferson stuff comes from, to be honest. I saw one report that somebody said the Eagles are pursuing to have Justin Jefferson along with the receiver from the Bengals. His name's slipping my mind.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase to go along with Devontae Smith. I'm like, what? Well, where is this coming from? Yeah, I don't know. You would never get 2 firsts for Carter. Well, it's not even. There's not even a discussion to be had then. I mean, that's
so
not even enough to even entice me. I'd rather keep him. Bobby Murphy, thank you for super chat. He goes, Jacoby is a hell of a linebacker. Please don't go to Dallas. I mean, it sounds like everybody thinks that he's going to Dallas. Got Dallas content creators saying that they've been tampering with Nakobe Dean all along. So we'll see. I think the Eagles would like to bring Nakobe Dean back at the right price. But I think they basically told his agent, go see what you can get and what you're worth. Come back to us if you're not getting what you want. Something like that.
I think it's over because I think from Nakobe Dean put like a bunch of videos of him. Like, I'm not like I mean, it would seem like it was like a goodbye message the other day. I mean, if he's getting paid north of 10 to 15, I think he's not going to be on the Eagles' radar. I mean, I don't know. They're loaded at linebacker. They're loaded at linebacker. I mean, they got a first round pick that can't sit on the bench for another year. They got Bond for one more year. They got Trotter that could probably start if no one else was here. I mean, they're loaded. It sucks, but
they are. They are. I'm gonna miss Nakobe Dean. I'm hoping he doesn't go to Dallas, and if he goes anywhere else, I'll be good. If he goes to Dallas, then I gotta root against him, dude. Just the way it has to be,
Yeah.
Bond has about another year. Yeah. Toriville says, I think Dean and Blankenship are both gone. Dean is a bigger loss. I agree. Dean is a bigger loss. Blankenship, they're saying is somewhere around $10 million a year is what people are expecting him to get paid. And I think that's too expensive for him. I don't think he's $10 million.
The Reed stuff has been quiet. And usually if things are quiet with a specific player, I would say that's a good thing more than a bad thing. I haven't heard much on the Reed details. Like, I haven't seen a lot of reports on Reed.
The last thing I saw about Reed was that the Eagles like Reed, but they won't. If he gets anything 10 or above, there's no chance he comes back.
Yeah, so these players can't even get in double digits pretty much because, all right.
Philly Billy says, damn, I can't wait for training camp to start. All this shit is finally done and over with. So sick of hearing all the crap every friggin' hour. I'm burnt out with the AJ stuff. Like, I hate having to talk about it, but it's just not gonna die, and it's not gonna die anytime soon. Even starting tomorrow. The only good thing is once, if the Patriots go and sign like that Pierce kid, right? They go and sign a receiver, then maybe we don't have to hear about the AJ Brown stuff anymore. And that would be nice. But I see a thing where the Patriots are like acting like the Eagles or how could the Eagles offer? How could the Eagles ask for so much for AJ Brown? And then they're like, well, we need him to get to the Super Bowl. Well, then that's why.
It's got to happen like today because they can't, like, the Eagles have to move on to other things. They can't put too much focus into this anymore. The Patriots can't put too much focus into it. So, they're connected to Patriots are connected to Alec Pierce. Pierce is supposed to get like 27. He's supposed to get like a lot, which is normal. 27 to 30 million is like almost a going rate at this point to start. So this whole thing is going to get dismissed. And then, but there's just been no report. I mean, maybe after the fact, once the Patriots are officially out, then maybe we'll hear some rumblings of behind the scenes. I mean, we haven't heard anything from AJ's camp on like at least a report saying, oh, he's not going anywhere, or AJ Brown's camp rumored to. I mean, there's been nothing news related to AJ Brown's camp.
I think they know that that there's a good chance that more than likely he's coming back to Philly, but just keep quiet just in case. The thing is once it's 100% sure he's coming back to Philly, how's he going to react? That's what I want to see from him, because he could talk about how great the city is and all this stuff, and he loves it. But when you're coming back and you have to be there, are you going to act the same way, or are you going to start whining about it? That's the question I have with AJ. I mean, Sylv says we're not trading Carter. Micah basically said Dallas wanted Jalen Carter in the trade, and the conversation stopped. Look how hyped they were for Kenny Clark. Let's stop. Yeah, I agree, and you actually got that right, because I think a lot of people thought the Eagles offered Jalen Carter,
right,
but they didn't. They didn't. But Dallas was demanding him. So you are correct.
Yeah, they wanted DT. Yeah, true.
Yep. Let's see. Let's catch up to this chat here. The New England fans are trying to push for AJ. Oh my God, they are pushing. Like, everybody thinks that they deserve the Eagles players. Oh yeah, Dallas, they deserve all our defensive players, and New England deserves our offensive players. Now I saw New England this morning. New England's like, we should go after Nakobe Dean as well. Like, it's like, yeah, just pick our. Everybody can just take our players, dude.
They fucking
it's
think
crazy,
that they're
right?
like a wide receiver away from doing anything, and yeah, they were in the Super Bowl last year, probably non-deserving of it, and they're gonna have a harder schedule this year. So, and that quarterback don't look great either, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Did folks forget Dean was a game changer when he came back? Campbell is not even close to Dean. Dean was great. I mean, there's no question about it. Dean was great when he played. But
just not healthy.
I guess it's just they don't, they don't have they can't afford to pay him. Taking Jahad Campbell there really that made
screwed all of it
expendable.
up. Yeah, it screwed all of it up.
Would you if you go back, and I hate to do this, but would you go back and not take Campbell there and take somebody else instead and keep Dean? Like maybe take Amon Wari, like we liked, and then
not saying linebacker's not the right pick there, but I mean, you went to that draft last year knowing the situation. Well, I guess being in a situation where Dean was
he was a big question mark.
Yeah,
we didn't know how good he was going to come back and look.
Yeah.
I think they weren't sure what they were going to get when he did come back from that knee injury, and he was fantastic.
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, he is a great player. I would love to keep Dean if they could do it. If like Phillips goes and they can't re-sign Phillips, can you use some of that money and bring Dean back for a year? Or a couple,
something.
Yeah. Nick, thank you for super chat. Not trading Carter unless it's for Garrett. Yeah, and even then, Garrett's a 30-year-old player, So I don't know. I have. Yeah, I don't want Jeffrey. Who said that? I wonder who said that. I don't know. But yeah, King the Kid, thank you for super chat. Howie learned to draft so well that we got too many players to pay. Don't know who's leaving, but these contracts are becoming more difficult. Isn't it something? Like, he has been so good that all these contracts come up at once, dude. They come up at once. It's crazy. I mean, you got to do what you got to do with Carter, right? You got to make a decision on Nolan Smith. Then you still got to pay Q. Cooper DeJean's going to have to get paid before Q probably because he's a second-round pick. He doesn't get the extra year. So, yeah, I mean, it is crazy the amount of how well they've drafted.
That's what happens. We've never been in a situation. A lot of players become free agents. We don't want to leave like this, a lot of good players. We're not talking about emotionally driven, to some of these players, but they play really well. And I mean, the good thing is like, this is our free agency, our own free agency. Like, they signed Jaelan Phillips. It's a splash. I mean, that's a splash within their own right. That they sign an edge rusher to that amount of money. It is. So,
well, yeah, and I'm perfectly fine if that's the case. If you sign him and get him locked away, and then you can take care of it, different things. I'm perfectly okay with that. It's just you got to get it done. JJ says Jahad Campbell has a higher ceiling than Nakobe Dean. It's not close. But whereas Dean is better and Jahad right now is pre-snap recognition, but Jahad could develop that entire. I think Jahad Campbell, you can't say that as a rookie, he was playing pretty damn good, I thought. And he showed flashes of being really good, but Dean was just on another level, especially like he says, pre-snap, tone setting, and I think Nakobe Dean might be one of the best blitzing off the ball linebackers in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I think Campbell was better off-ball coverage. I mean, I think that's fair to say. But there was issues. I think he's a rookie. I mean, there was issues early in the season where it was hard for Campbell to get off blocks. But then like when Dean comes back, you put him at edge rusher, he does nothing. Then Nolan Smith comes back from injury, he gets lesser snaps. Then when they trade for Jaelan Phillips, there's a few games where he had like 1 snap to 5 snaps to probably 0 snaps. I mean, your first round pick, there was a couple games he had 0 snaps in a game. I mean, you can't do it this year. Like, I understand, like, if Nakobe Dean has been healthy, he'd be more expensive. It wouldn't even matter. We still wouldn't have been able to afford him.
Yeah,
because someone's going to overpay him regardless. Everyone gets overpaid in free agency. That's the nature of the game. Like, no one gets paid on exactly the right number. It's everyone gets overpaid.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Just how it is.
It's true. And we got over 800 people in the chat between both channels. Make sure you guys hit that like. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like on both channels. Help us out. Help the algorithm. We need all the help we can get, so we appreciate that. Brian says, I do think we had to pick Campbell because Dean's injury history. Yeah, I mean, look, it was totally reasonable at that time to worry about Dean's injury. I don't even know if the Eagles realized how good he was going to look coming back. I mean, remember all the stuff that we heard about that injury and how dangerous it was and how guys are never the same after it? I mean, it was kind of crazy,
Yeah, 3rd round pick with a lot of injury history, and it continued. It continued every year, so it's not like it never happened ever again.
Yeah. David says, can you use Campbell on the edge? What are your thoughts about that? I mean, there's been talk about that, hinting about it, but I don't know if they would actually do it.
Yeah, I mean, that would have to be Fangio's decision. I mean, it would change. It would change free agency right now if that was the plan. Like, behind the scenes, if that nothing's been reported and they want to put Campbell at edge, it'd say, screw it. We'll bring Campbell back. We'll bring Graham back. We sign an edge rusher to big money and kind of leave it at that. You have Jaelan Hunt, so you'll pretty much be set. But I don't know if that's what they want to do. I mean, Campbell. I mean, like we said, really good off-ball line. I mean, even as an edge rusher going off-ball, he would probably play well if they put him there. But I don't know what numbers he's going to put up as an edge rusher. If that's what I mean, it's almost you're like resetting him, like for another year. I don't know if they can afford to do that again.
Yeah. Chris First the World says the Jefferson thing was on X. Send it to me, and I'll take a look at that because I haven't seen anything on it. I don't know if Minnesota would really be serious about trading Justin Jefferson, but I mean, he's probably pretty damn frustrated with the quarterback that they have as well.
Yeah, so, of course.
Sean says underrated free agent not talked about was Brandon Mann. Oh man, yeah. We got to get him signed. He was great.
Oh yeah,
he was the best special teams player for them. Special teams is an area where I really think the Eagles need to invest and try to actually improve it.
Yeah, yes. I mean, they need somebody better than what's his face at punt return. And I mean, they need wide receivers. I don't know we say this every time. I say this every time. Like, what's with the obsession with running backs at kick return? I don't even get that.
I don't know. To me, just get somebody that's good at it. You know what I mean? Like whether it's in the draft or it's somebody you have to pay a little bit of money, but I think it would make such a big impact on their offense. Campbell, Eagles Brooklyn says, Campbell won't be Dean. Dean was not a first rounder. That's why he did not play as a rookie. When Dean came back, it was boots for Campbell. Did you all forget, or were you watching the Cowboys? No, we remember. We remember exactly how it went down. No question about it. Look, I like Dean a lot, but if here's my question. If you're right and he's so much better, then why are the Eagles letting him go? Why are they letting him go? I don't think Dean would be super. I don't think he would cost you more than Bond. So why would they let him go?
Yeah.
So to me, I don't disagree with you about Dean. I think Dean's great. I would love to keep him, but it sounds like they're willing to let him walk. And partly that's because he can't stay healthy. And that's been the knock on him. He doesn't stay healthy.
Right. Yeah.
But we don't disagree. We don't disagree with you about how good Dean is. I think Dean's great, man. I love him. As long as he don't go to Dallas, Nick, thank you for super chat. Saw that we might trade for Vikings Grenard. Yeah, that's a possible scenario in which if they can't sign Phillips, that's a little cheaper route for the Eagles. The one holdup I saw in that is he does want a new contract. So you would have to probably pay him. I think he's like $12 million a year or something. Like, I don't think he's super expensive.
How many sacks he got?
I haven't looked at this. Let me see if I can see his
I can look at it. You can do the check.
Yeah. So you check his stat. I don't know what he did, but we'll see. Let's see.
3 sacks.
3 sacks. I don't know. Yeah, but like it's like the same thing with Phillips. It's like,
was he hurt? Because he had like 19.
I don't know.
His status is questionable too, so I don't know if does he have an injury right now? I don't know.
I have no idea. But I mean, he could be a fullback. I mean, what do you think? Let's say Phillips doesn't sign. What do you think the Eagles do? Do you think they go out and do you think they sign somebody else expensive? Do you think they make a play for Hendrickson? I don't think I would touch Hendrickson, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't. I want somebody that has some shelf life. I at 32 years old, it's too rich for me. Depending on what he wants, like money wise. I mean, Rashawn Gary had 7.5. I mean, he's only gone because they have to fit in Micah Parsons' contract now.
He could be a guy they bring in.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about Chubb so much. I mean, he had 8.5 last year, and he might be perfect at 29.
Yeah, I mean, he's like I think he's a good bridge. He'll give you 1 or 2 years.
Yeah,
I think, but yeah, he's capable. The one Christopher Michael, thank you for super chat. Let's keep it real. Reed and Dean are gone. I don't know how it works with AJ. Consider his agent told Albert Breer AJ wants to play with a legit quarterback.
Fake news.
Yeah, I just saw that. What?
Fake.
That's kind of a shot, dude. I mean, that's kind of a shot at Jalen Hurts, no matter how you spin it. And is that his agent trying to get under the Eagles' skin to maybe say, to hell with this guy, kind of thing?
I don't know.
That's the question.
I don't know.
So yeah, it's something else.
I don't know about that.
What promises were made to Vic in order to stay? I don't know. I don't know. We will see how. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It'll be interesting. I think the Jaelan Phillips thing is really what I'm mostly watching, because I think the Eagles want to get him signed, and if they get him signed, then that's pretty much their splash. But if they don't sign him, then what are they going to do? Does that open a door to a guy like bringing back a Dean? Would they consider it then, or would they go and spend the money else? Like what I don't want them to do is go out and then try to get overpay another defensive end that's not worth it. Make sure you don't overpay for somebody. Some people don't think Jaelan Phillips worth it.
No, a lot of people don't.
A lot of people don't. I think Phillips still got a lot of upside. And I also think that I think Vic is comfortable with him there. He likes him. And to me, that's why. But I don't want to pay him $30 million, to be honest.
No, I mean, it might be a different year. I mean, even the couple of years he ended up having season-ending injuries. I think he was on the verge of having like a double-digit sack season. But maybe an off season with the Eagles. Go through OTAs, go through training camp, be with the team in the off season. Have a fresh start in Philadelphia from the beginning of the offseason program, and maybe he'll be a better player this year. I mean, he was so disruptive when he was here that, I mean, so many other players are making plays because of just that first bit of pressure that he gives. Someone else is already making a play. And I understand you're paying these edge rushers off of sack numbers, getting to the quarterback, but
one thing to keep in mind too, he came over, he didn't get a bye week. Like,
no,
he had no rest the whole year, like, right? So he was pretty tired,
Yeah, sure.
How much better will he be in another year into the system? That's a fair question, I think, to ask.
Right.
Why you want to play with a quarterback? Maybe he trash facing good defense. He got lucky in championship game in Super Bowl. His defense carried him. You must be talking about Hurts. Well, I don't know. I don't know how you get lucky in a championship game and 2 Super Bowls.
Isn't Jaelan the godfather of his kid? I mean, I don't even know why news like does he tell Jaelan, hey, my agent's gonna put some shit out there that I said something about you? But I mean, that tactic makes no sense. It's just the more media that gets involved, the more things that are said that the more it makes no sense to me.
I honestly look at that statement as the agent trying to stir things up to try to maybe get under the Eagles' skin to force something. But I don't think. I think Howie's not biting. Howie is purposely making it impossible to trade him.
Yes,
on purpose. That's what people understand. They're like, well, they're asking for too much. That's because he doesn't want to trade him. That's the whole point. They don't want to trade him. So make it unattainable. That's what Howie's doing, and I totally agree with it. Nick Marchetti says, is Dallas let Aubrey go? We should go after him. So they put a second-round tender on Aubrey. Would you do it?
No.
Would you for a kicker that could kick 70 friggin' yards?
No. Not even.
I'm thinking about it with our starting position. No, I mean, you can't. But they said that he turned down $7.5 million. He wants 10 as a kicker.
Fucking nuts, dude.
That's crazy, right? But dude can kick though. He's Dallas's best player, and it's not even close, Jake says the pass rush is improved. Oh yeah, it was. I mean, I don't think Phillips was necessarily bad. I don't think sack numbers matter to Vic Fangio in that position as much as it does like us. But you can't deny that Phillips made a difference. I thought he made a difference, especially against the run, dude. Sealing the edge, I thought, and that takes me back to Nolan Smith. What's the deal with Nolan Smith? Well, what has he got? I mean, to me, everybody's talking about, Carter, and he's got to show us he could come back from a shoulder. Like, what does Nolan Smith got to show us? Like, I think he's got a lot to prove this offseason.
I think Nolan Smith is putting on a show for other teams after I think that's what he's doing this year. He's got no chance. Yeah, I don't think he's got any chance. Even with Jordan Davis extension, and you're gonna sign Jalen Carter. You got too many contracts down the road. I mean, I'd sign Jaelan Hunt over him in a couple years or another year, whatever. I'd rather sign him. He's done more. I mean, look, the end of that 24 season, we saw a lot of high hope for Davis, Jaelan Hunt going to the playoffs, and Nolan Smith late in the playoffs as well. I mean, and it was great. The Eagles took a chance on Hunt and Nolan to start the 25 season at those positions after losing Milton, after losing Sweat, and it obviously didn't work. Jaelan Hunt is a weird one for me because he's like a late season bloomer, and I feel like when there's a deeper rotation, he's just better, and he's just better in a deeper rotation. Every time they get another couple guys, he always does well. I mean, you lead the team in sacks and interceptions. It's really weird, but it's like
that's crazy.
I was proud of it though because this was a hand-picked pick by Vic Fangio. I mean, in his system, he works. I don't know.
Yeah, he's perfect for a system. Jaelan Hunt has developed. And I think he's developed over Nolan Smith right now. And I'm not giving up on Nolan Smith yet.
No,
but I think Nolan Smith is in the situation that Jordan Davis was in last year. Like you got to show us something now. Now's the time. If I'm the Eagles, what I would do with Nolan Smith is I would pick it. I would not give him an extension. I would pick up his option year, and then I would go from there. But it would be nice if Nolan Smith would develop, because, I mean, that's why we're trading for Jaelan Phillips and trying to fill that hole, because we haven't gotten what we needed from Nolan Smith.
Yes, 100%. If Nolan Smith produced, we wouldn't be signing an edge rusher right now. If he was playing top of his game, wouldn't even be worried about it right now.
That's right.
So,
Jake says that pass rush as a whole improved with Phillips. It did. There's no question about it. It's such an interesting time. Got to keep that 265-pound linebacker to crash that run from the defensive end position. He tried getting by without sweat and got crushed. Then we hunted for Phillips. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think his size too. It's nice to have somebody his size on that edge. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and we've mentioned it, like, containing the edge. I mean, on some of these runs on the outside, like Hunt had issues, Nolan Smith had issues, and then Phillips came in and he could set that edge really well. I mean, it just got way better. Way better.
Yeah. So, dude, do me a favor, scour the X or anything. See if anything like
I'm looking right now. I was just doing that. Yeah.
We've had anything happen.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Having a 24 ranked offense is unacceptable. Need to beef up the offensive line to help Barkley. If Barkley isn't moving the chains, Hurts struggles mightily. I think when you become one-dimensional, I don't care what team you are, it's going to hurt you. And when the Eagles were such a run-first team, to not be able to run the ball, it really affected them. That offense has got, it's got to be better. And that offensive line needs massive improvement. But I think you do that through the draft. I think that's where you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Not through free agency. So, I mean, but we'll see. We'll see. But, yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game right now is can that offensive line get healthy and be healthy next year? Can that running game get going again? And if you can do that, we'll be all right.
It's worrisome. It really is. Like I have no idea how healthy they're going to be. Like I want depth. I don't know, the draft. Like once we get through a first week of free agency, I guess we'll see where the Eagles are at position wise. But I mean, an offensive lineman has got to be in play at some point in the draft, and there's just so many questions. You have a player that could retire in Lane Johnson after this year, and then there's a lot of smoke around Tyler Steen and him starting this year, and Juergens just looked so bad last year. Can his body even hold up? I mean, he just got paid too.
Yeah, I mean, and Landon Dickerson was another one hurt.
Yeah.
So, if everything goes good, then this offensive line is going to be way better than a year ago if these guys are healthy. But I think that offensive line, it's a giant question mark, no doubt. But I think it's clear by the way they extend Davis. They're trying to get Phillips signed. I really think that they want to address that offense in the draft. And free agency, they wanted it to be defense. But like I said, what happens if you don't sign Phillips? If you can't sign Phillips, right? And let me ask you, they haven't cut Carter yet. Like,
Michael
that's
Carter,
like that's $8 million of cap seat. Is that just a matter of time or what? But like, I don't think they need him on a team for that price.
No. I mean, they can always cut him and bring him back too. So it's possible.
Yeah, agreed. Michael says, "Hey guys, what's up? I think Nolan Smith is gone, but with Carter, maybe Howie knows something we don't know about his health. So maybe he's going to want too much cash for being hurt the way he is." Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know. I mean, what people have said about his shoulder injury, though, is that it's one of those injuries that you get the surgery, kind of come back, and you're fine. And if you look at when he came back in the playoff, I thought Jalen Carter was dominating in that playoff game after missing all that time. Like he looked, for the first time all year, he looked healthy in that game, Yeah,
they just showed him lifting weights like last week, a few days ago, and he looked He looks fine to me.
Yeah, he looks good. He might have a monster year. James says, uncuff Hurts. There will be more interceptions, but the offense will be better. I agree. I expect the turnovers to go up some, but I expect the touchdowns and passing yards to go up as well. Hey, Philly 500, I hope we sign Phillips or Chubb. Then we trade up in the draft for that tight end. Maybe we get a safety in the first if the tight end is gone. Should be interesting. Definitely trade Nolan Smith if we need to. Interesting. Yeah, I tell you what, I like that tight end, that safety from Oregon. I think he could be a dude. The one Christopher Michael says, so Joey said the Breer report was, quote, fake news. If so, explain. I don't see Breer making that up. Resign Phillips. If not, we can't Temu shop for an edge. I don't know.
I don't know unless there's like, unless AJ Brown and Hurts like have something going on where there's things talked about behind the scenes on like this is what's happening and this is what's being said because I'm probably gonna be out the door and probably I'm trying to get traded somewhere. I don't know. I just don't. It just doesn't sit. It just doesn't sit with me well. I mean, I just don't know who tells the truth at this point. I mean, the media's been trying to push this thing the last couple years, and now since all this is going on, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably did say it to Breer because I think that the agent's trying to probably push for a trade, but he ain't getting it because. You can't just trade him away for nothing. Look, the one thing I'll say is the Eagles, in my opinion, have treated A.J. Brown really good. They brought him in and they traded for him. They gave him his contract that he wanted back then. They won a lot of games. He had career years with the Eagles, putting up big stats. Didn't he break a record? Remember what was the one he had like 9-10 games with like 100 yards or something?
It was like Calvin Johnson's record, I think. Or
yeah,
something like that.
he did. People want to say, "Oh, Hurts don't do it. You don't put numbers." I mean, those are pretty damn good records, and to be breaking. Then Devontae Smith gets a contract, and you get another contract. You get your second contract. They rip it up and give you a new one. So the Eagles, to me, have done right by him. And
I mean,
the Eagles have every right to get the most that they can if they're going to have to.
If Breer is putting that news out, then he's checked out. Then he's got to be checked out. Then there's no way he's staying on this roster. Then he's got to get traded. I mean, you can't keep a guy on a roster that puts out news like that. I mean, you can't.
I think the agent probably said it to piss the Eagles off. And I don't think Howie will buy it. You're going to have to either pay or you're going to have to not get them. That's it. Mr. Bean says 500. Dan Silio said we'd be lucky to get a third for Carter. Thoughts? I think he's just trying to piss people off. That sounds like I'm going to stir up the shit. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that he can't get a third for him. Playing with an elite quarterback could be AJ's way of saying of staying with the Eagles. Unless you trade me to a great quarterback, don't trade me to the Raiders. Yeah, I guess that's a way to look at it. But like people were saying in the chat, Drake May wasn't that great in the playoffs, dude. I mean, he might have had a great season, but he didn't look good in the playoffs, and he looked overwhelmed in the playoffs. And I'm not saying he can't come back the next year and be good, but I'm sorry if Bo Nix don't break his ankle, New England ain't in that Super Bowl.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Christopher Michael says, that's my point, Joey. I want AJ back, but you can't if he's literally shit-talking team and a franchise quarterback. You can't have that kind of shit in the locker room.
And
I agree. You can't.
I know we both definitely agree on that because if it's sour and he's officially checked out, he's got no leverage, the Eagles keep him, he goes to training camp, it's going to happen all over again. It's going to the questions are going to come right in. They're going to be like, "Oh, how close were you? How close was the trade?" I mean, it's never going to stop. And then as soon as that one moment happens in the game where the Eagles are in the lead and AJ has no receptions or one little thing doesn't go his way, you could tell from his body language when he gets to these post-game press conferences, it's going to take that one little time. That's going to it's going to fuck up the mojo of the locker room. Maybe not with the other players. I don't think the other players have issues with him. It's just, he can't go on social media. I mean, even like yesterday, like I saw Chauncey put out like a like I can't stand players that do that.
Wait, what? What happened?
No, I'm just saying, no, nothing towards the Eagles. Like Chauncey put out like some stupid statement about his worth or something. I don't know. Like it's just never ending with some of these guys. Like they just can't help it. All it's going to take is that one moment, and we're all going to regret it. You're going to regret it. I'm going to regret it. And we're going to be back to square one all over again.
Well, I mean,
I hope not.
Then, people got to pony up and pay the piper though,
right.
Because I'm not giving them up for nothing. You just can't. It's very hard for me to feel bad for a guy that is working or doing something he doesn't like to do and he makes that kind of money. I mean, how many people got jobs where they don't really like that much, but they do it anyways, So I don't feel bad for him. Go play and do your best. He's got to control his emotions way better. I mean, to let the emotions affect him in that wild card game was just bad.
You're in the playoffs every year. You've been to 2 Super Bowls. Like, you have a pretty bad year under a bad coaching staff. And I get it. Like, everything A.J. Brown said during the year was true. Like, maybe fans just didn't like how he carried himself, the cryptic messages on social media, his body language. People didn't even like after that wild card game that he didn't even show up to his post-game press. Because he knew what was going to happen after that. He knew what was going to happen after that.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think, here's a 2-part question.
Ooh.
Do you think A.J. Brown cares more about putting up big stat numbers or winning Super Bowls?
Stats. 100%.
So do you think that A.J. Brown would be just as happy in a place like Cleveland where they don't win as long as he can put up his stats?
I would I don't get why the Patriots are the only team involved. Like, get him to a shitty team with deeper pockets. Get him to a shitty team that he can go to. Go catch your 80 balls. Go get your Pro Bowls and never win a damn thing. Because that's how I feel. I can't say that he cares about the Super Bowls, winning a ring more than his stats. That's a given. That's a given right now.
If he wants to win, he should stay in Philly. Rayner says, Philly, you should send Cilio a Jordan Davis jersey. Dude's a clown.
Sorry, hold on.
That would be pretty funny. Your camera got blurry.
Hey, my camera's getting weird on the way.
Yeah. The only reason he's upset is Barkley came in and had a record-breaking season, and for us, it was all about him. And from the moment AJ wasn't the man anymore, and he only cares about this. Okay, interesting. Well, to me, despite all whatever that is, he's still too talented and too good to just basically get rid of, as far as I'm concerned. So I guess Joey just jumped out, but I think you have to. You still can't afford to get rid of him. I'm not for getting rid of A.J. Brown. Let me just make that clear. I'm not for it. I prefer to keep him, but I understand why people get frustrated with the whole thing. A.J. can't be jealous of Saquon when he came in and took Smitty wide receiver spot. That's true. The emotions of AJ is sad. You all children believe what one person said. Sad. I don't know. Carolina is deep at wide receiver.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, Carolina. Oh, Carolina did. They were interested. Yeah, they were interested apparently in him. That would have been interesting. I'm still, as much as all this might be right about he might bitch and he might whine and he may have problems next year. I'm not for getting rid of him. I'm just not.
No, I don't either.
I
want him here. I'm not trying to run him out of Philadelphia, but the man has got to deal with adversity. You're making over $30 million a year. Like you gotta just deal with it. Okay. Hurts don't say shit. Devontae Smith barely says a word. And I understand, like, a lot of these players are probably inside of themselves are probably like they want to say it, but they don't want to do what A.J. Brown's doing. But A.J. Brown is just like that. So if it's going to be all peaches and cream getting traded to the Patriots, and that's like his dream, and he thinks it might not be as good as he thinks.
It won't be. I promise you it won't be.
No, I mean you're gonna find out real quick, and he's gonna regret it. But I don't get why this trade is that hard to make on compensation. I mean, do we know if there has any? There's rumors of the first and the third round pick that was rejected.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the Patriots want him that badly, why won't they even throw in a 1 at this point?
I think the Patriots are trying to get a bargain because they feel like he doesn't want to be there, so they should get him at a discount. But they shouldn't get him at a discount. They should have to pay because the Eagles don't want to trade him. And the point and the objective of the Eagles is not to trade him. So therefore, because you don't want to trade the guy, somebody's got to really blow you away. Otherwise, why do it?
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
Right.
Eagles essentially exactly. I want AJ here as long as he wants, but I feel it's a disservice to keep someone who does. It is. I mean, you don't. I don't think it's great to keep somebody that doesn't want to be there. I agree with you there, but when you rip up a contract and you give him a new one, and then all of a sudden he doesn't want to be there, you can't just take a hit as a team and then lose them for nothing. You just can't. Otherwise, it's like, dude, live like the rest of the world and be where you don't want to be and do what you have to do, and maybe not where you want to do it.
Even I forgot what game it was. Where like the Eagles, it might have been the Vikings game, I'm not sure, where they didn't even throw to him in the first half, and then they force-fed him in that second half, and he had over 100 yards, and he still went in that locker room and complained.
Right.
I forgot what game it was, but I was like, dude, like, you got what you wanted today. It's a win. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think it was a Minnesota game. I think
it might have been. You have these like Nick Saban, Alabama players like Hurts, like Devontae Smith. Like, these guys are just born and bred. Like, they're just a different kind of player personality wise. And we all know Hurts doesn't care about his stats. Devontae Smith, like, all he wants to do is play and go home. I mean, that's
he
really it.
Win. Devontae wants to win.
Yes.
Look, Devontae took less money, so that it allowed the Eagles to re-sign AJ Brown. He did that on purpose. He did. So I mean. Well, we'll see. I mean, I think AJ is going to be in Philly. I'd be shocked if they moved him. And if it doesn't happen today, I definitely don't think it's happening. Especially once teams go and sign a bunch of guys. So Howie needs to just hold strong, let the Patriots and everybody complain and cry, and make it so it's impossible to get rid of him, and then work on AJ. AJ is going to have to. He's going to have to figure it out and rise above it. No, we treated AJ like our draft pick. Man up, dude, and stop being a baby. We treated him like our own greedy bastard, so he can cry on our bench, then F you. No, I kind of agree. Like, I agree with you. Like, look, the Eagles have done. They have treated him great, in my opinion. They have done everything right by him or for him. So, they don't deserve that. I definitely don't think they deserve it. But I think, I think that's going to be the challenge for AJ Brown is if you don't get traded, you're going to have to man up a little bit and you're going to have to go out and play and put a good face on and take care of business. And if he does that, he'll be fine.
Yeah, look at Maxx Crosby and Myles Garrett. I mean, those guys are on loser franchises. They can't get anywhere with those teams, and they could still put up numbers every single. I mean, I know it's a defensive side of the ball, but still, like they could want out of those teams immediately. And look how long they've been with their franchises.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Hey, listen, sometimes just because a player wants out doesn't mean that he does. I mean, how many players every year probably want out and can't have it? Well, Trey Hendrickson wanted out for 2 years and he couldn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes it doesn't work that way.
Right.
Christopher Michael says, I want AJ back. I want him on board. But if the shit continues, I don't know how you make it work. And then the longer he bitches and makes issues, his trade value lowers because the team knows you can't keep him. Yeah, well, I mean, look, you're going to have him, I think, one more year. And whether it's good or bad, that's the risk the Eagles are going to take, you know. But the one thing you can't do is you can't just give them away for nothing.
No,
you just can't. I think that not having AJ Brown affects it's really, really effective. Like it really affects your offense. It makes a big difference having AJ Brown.
Yeah,
he just got to get his head straight, you know.
Yeah, and you need an immediate impact. There's nobody out there. Like you can't sign, you know, Shaheed. You can't sign Romeo Doubs. You can't go into this draft and get a guy that's going to immediately come in and put up the numbers that he's putting up in his first year. If you're lucky, okay. You know, Mike Evans would be the only signing. Like if they got rid of AJ and Mike Evans gets signed like $13 million a year or something like that for a couple years.
He's the only guy I can think of free agents.
Yes.
That could possibly, if he stays healthy. But the problem with Evans is he can't stay healthy.
He missed 9 games last year. He missed the Tampa Bay was injury prone like hell last year.
You're just not getting somebody better. So you got to keep them. You got to keep them. And I'm okay with keeping them. I am. And I'm hoping, my hope is that the offensive coordinator and it changes once he gets in and sees what they're doing, that it'll change and he'll lighten up on it and he'll be a little more excited about the situation on offense with the team. You know,
right.
I think AJ is going to be better than he was a year ago, regardless. I do. But, you know, I mean, time will tell. Rogue, thank you for super chat. He goes, I think AJ is still close friends with Smith and Hurts. I get the feeling because the media is a joke, he's just trolling because he got twisted sense of humor. Maybe. I mean, it's hard to know. You know, what if the agent said something to Breer that AJ didn't know he was going to say? He just spoke up and said that. So, you know, I don't know. You know, I just felt, although I think AJ feels that way, probably does.
Because of every outlet that wants their clicks and everything like that, because that's the way they are when they want to rage bait people. If somebody actually found out some true stuff behind it, like behind the scenes on AJ's side of things, it would have been all over the place. I don't know. That's just me. Like, I felt like if there was something even considerable to even say, hey, like, AJ is throwing news to the agent, or the agent's like, here, let me take care of this, and let's just try to budge the Eagles a little bit to kind of get this done a lot faster and maybe give less trade compensation. I just feel like everybody would have reported something, at least today. Like, we're sitting here and it's 5:00 my time in the afternoon, and there's still nothing on this situation. It's so quiet right now.
Because AJ, like, I think AJ actually, my personal opinion is AJ is okay coming back to Philly. Okay, maybe it's not his first choice. Maybe he would like to go somewhere else. Maybe I'm just speculating, but he knows if he has to come back to Philly, he's okay with that. Tattletale says 500. This whole AJ quote trade has been manufactured by the media. It sure feels like it. It really feels like it. AJ nor the Eagles said they want to part ways is ridiculous. I agree. And Howie has said that he doesn't want to part ways with him. And that's why he made the whole trade such a big offer. He needs a big offer because he doesn't want to get rid of him. And I think AJ knows that, like, he most likely doesn't get traded. I think he's okay with it. But maybe he does prefer to get traded, but he knows that if he doesn't, he'll be fine with it. And I think that's the case. You know. The Eagles will trade him closer to the season when the dead cap money drops in half. I mean, they could. Look, they could. But the only issue with that is that most teams go out and spend all their cap money right now. They're going to spend all their cap money. They're going to spend their draft picks for 2026. And then I think by the time June comes around, it's not possible, but it becomes harder. However, you also may get teams more desperate. So it may work out, which for me personally, like, I would rather that because I don't want the 2026 first. I want a 2027 first for AJ. I don't want a 2026.
Their picks are worth. I mean, because the Patriots pick, you get a first round pick this year. It's a second. I mean, their picks are worthless this year. I mean, after they have a harder schedule, will fall back a lot more. They will, like you said, they will get the better first round pick next year if they can get that for 27. Yeah. But yeah,
exactly. Lawsuits coming. Thank you for the super chat. Hypothetically speaking, we already know nobody in the league would trade for Hurts. But if they did, do you think a team will honestly give for him? What would they give for him?
I don't even know.
I mean, I don't know either because it depends what they value. If you value winning and winning in big games and a clutch quarterback, I think you give a lot, But see, I don't know. I don't think the Eagles are looking to trade Jalen Hurts. I don't think that at all. How do you trade it? How do you trade a guy who takes you to 2 Super Bowls and win one? I don't get it, If they trade Carter, they're tanking. If they trade Carter, they have to be getting such a haul that it's like going to set this team up for 8 to 10 years that they've got no choice. Otherwise, why would you do it? It doesn't make sense. One of the best young defensive players in football, 2-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champion. You don't even win a Super Bowl if he doesn't play and make that play in that Rams game. So to me, it's like he's 24 years old. That's the opposite of what the Eagles do. They don't trade 24-year-old interior defensive linemen with money. I mean, with talent. They just don't do it.
No, it's too much for my liking.
Puzzle, I see there's some kind of Yoko Ono thing between. There's a bunch of rumors out there. I don't know what to make any of those. Like it's all speculation. But I heard some weird things too. I'm not gonna lie. Danny Martinelli, thank you for the super chat. Is JP worth 20+ million with the injury concerns? If I'm being honest with you, no. I don't think he is. But I think that position is such a premium position. And if you look at the amount of guys that are available in free agency, it's not there's anybody there. So he's going to get more money because there's not that many guys at that position there. That's why he may just wait and hit free agency because somebody's going to overpay. I mean, you got teams like Dallas, you got teams like Detroit, you got teams like possibly the Bears. I mean, you got all these teams that are going to be trying to sign him, and he's going to get a lot of money, a lot more money. So, it's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Phillips. My guess is, if they're going to sign him, it's got to be done by tomorrow morning, right? Before what time's legal tampering begin?
12, I think.
12. So that means by 11:57, the Bears will have already made deals with people. Somehow it takes them 30 seconds. We'll see. Fabio, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it. Didn't we hear same rumors with Fletcher Cox trade? Yeah, we did hear multiple times we heard Fletcher Cox trade rumors. One of them were actually true. Okay, one of them was, if you remember, Marcus Mariota, where Chip Dip Kelly offered, what was it, like 3 first-round picks, so Fletcher Cox, somebody else,
the whole house,
for Marcus Mariota.
Thank God.
And then there were a few other times where there were rumors, but yeah, nothing came of it. Nothing came of it. I honestly don't think that the Jalen Carter stuff, I don't think that was initiated by the Eagles. I honestly think that the only reason that happened is because teams wanted to see, because it doesn't say the Eagles were talking shop or the Eagles were negotiating. It said that teams called about. Well, they see Jordan Davis gets an extension, so they want to see what the plans for the Eagles going forward for Jalen Carter is. That's all I think it is. I don't think it was anything more than that.
No. Mm-mm.
You know? It's hard to keep up with these teams that don't draft as well and don't have a ton of big signings to make every season. It's very hard. Yeah, I agree. Garrett's a stud, dude. Garrett's a stud. Myles Garrett is an absolute, like, I think Myles Garrett is one of the exceptions to the rules about certain things, you know.
What do you, since we're honing in on these two players, because obviously, like, talking about AJ Brown is probably as tiring as watching the Eagles play for the 25
exhausting
season. I mean, it's as it didn't. Yeah. It really, the stress didn't end. The season ended, and this is all it's been the entire offseason.
I'm so sick of talk. I actually just, like. I hate having to do a video about it. Like, I hate that I have to do this. I hate that I have to talk about it. So yeah, it is.
What do you think the Eagles are going to do at CB2, since it's a completely open position?
I think they'll hire they'll sign a cornerback that's better than Adoree Jackson, but won't break the bank. So I think a middle of the road, maybe like the kid from Seattle, Woolen or whatever. He may be a perfect example. I think it'll be somebody better than Adoree Jackson, but not a top 10 corner. Something like that. It'll be a middle of the road kind of guy. That will be an upgrade. That's what I think they're going to do.
Like, what do you think of money? There's so many corners, bro. Like that are going to be in the teens. Like, I think Woolen's like projected to get like a 3-year, $14.5 million deal, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe.
It's just these guys are going to get paid a little bit, but it's not. I mean, look, they pass on Rodgers for $5.5 million. I mean,
that one. I think they wish they could do back. I think they wish they could have that back.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think it'll be somebody middle of the road, better than Adoree, or supposed to be, let's say on paper, better than Adoree Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they get real desperate, then they bring him back one more year. I mean, people did say he played good last year at the end of the season. Tattletale says 500. AJ could have said some things better last season, but everything he was complaining about was completely right. KP was a football terrorist and often suffered. There's nothing like. No, I agree with you. I don't think this is anything like T.O. This is nothing like T.O. And he was right about a lot of stuff. And he also, in my opinion, was speaking up for guys on the offense, and they knew he was doing it. You know, I think the problem more was the end of the year, the performance in the wild card game, where it looked like he checked out and he's dropping ball. Like that was like, you know, is this stuff all carrying over now? And it came out in that game. That's, I think, where people really got pissed off.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know, Philly, would you be interested in Drake London or Kyle Pitts? Kyle Pitts would be interesting, but he's franchised, so you can't do that. Yeah, he's not a good blocker, though. You know, I would love to bring Dallas Goedert back. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, but I would love it. And what I'm interested now is if the Eagles can't bring Phillips back, and I hope that they do. But if they can't bring him back, where are they going to go with that money? They're going to have about $30 million, right? They got you got what you had. Then now you add money like about almost 10 with Jordan Davis. You figure you cut Carter, right? The corner. That's another $8 million. Not Jalen Carter, the Carter that, remember,
Michael
they
Carter,
traded for a defensive back, Michael Carter, from the Jets, and he didn't do anything. But he's like $8 million in cap savings.
No.
So they're going to have around 30 when it's all said and done. And if Phillips doesn't sign, what do you do then? That's going to be the question. Njoku's interesting. I like the idea of Njoku, to be honest with you.
Will you be cheaper than Goddard?
I think
it would be great.
I think so. Yeah. Yo, Philly Joey, would you trade AJ to the Jets for Garrett Wilson at first? Garrett Wilson's too expensive, though. He's
on a monster deal, I think.
I wouldn't, no, because you have to way overpay him. I would rather have draft picks and not pay him. Yeah. Yeah, the problem with Njoku is he's always hurt too. That's been his problem. Eagles should have drafted Fanning Jr. I know. They should have drafted a tight end 2 years ago. They really should have. There were some guys that they could have gotten mid rounds, and live and learn, I guess, But anyways, is there anything else, man, before we get out of here? We've been on an hour and a half. We're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting tomorrow. But is there anything else to talk about before we get out of here, man?
No, I think that's really it. I mean, we just got to see. Yeah, I mean, we just we're expecting Reed to walk. We're expecting Dean to walk. Goddard's a question mark, but probably gonna walk. And it's really just depending on Jaelan Phillips is probably the number one thing we're looking for right now. And then after that, we'll see how the week goes. That's what we're gonna see.
Yeah. The death threat says, and thank you for your super chat. He goes, I know Johnny Wilson said he wouldn't change positions, but I think he'd be a good tight end. I mean, I think he could be a good receiving tight end. Can he block though? He seems so thin. But if you could get some size on him, he could block. I'm not opposed to doing it. I'm not. Seahawks own 49ers. Thank you for super chat. You should trade AJ to us. All right, so give me a 2027 first-round pick, Amin Worry, and what else do we need? And a second round. So I want Amin Worry, a second-round pick this year, and a 2027 first. You could have A.J. Brown.
That's what it's going to cost. It's going to cost.
Deal? I'm in. Amin Worry, a 2027 first, and a 2026 second-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I don't know about Hendrickson scares me, Steven. I think he's boom or bust. Like, he could come back, go somewhere else, and be 17 sack guy would not surprise me. But it also wouldn't surprise me if he's hurt, if he doesn't play that many games, if he gives you 4 or 5 sacks. That's the question. We need JSN too. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much they're going to do in the first day. I mean, if they really want a couple guys, or I don't know if they want to. Obviously, the edge rushing position is going to be done by the first day. I mean, I don't think they can really wait on that until the second day. So I'm not sure. Like, are they going to look for a wide receiver 3? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it really all depends. Like if they wait, like if they sign an edge rusher and then like 2 days later, and then they don't sign anybody for another like few days, or it's like the second, third day of free agency, it's almost once you get that first wave is gone.
Yeah. Well, if they sign Jaelan Phillips, I expect this whole first wave to be really nothing. I think they're going to go through the whole first wave. Like, you're going to see it happen. And they're gonna wait to that second wave, Leon, I don't know. I'm gonna try, but we'll see. I'll let you know tomorrow. What in the hell would we trade Jaelan for? I mean, I don't think we would trade him, and I don't think it's that serious. I think that Davis got an extension, and teams probably wanted to see the status of Carter. What will we trade for? I mean, what would you have to get compensation-wise? I mean, if you want a first, a second, and a player that's a good player, like a solid starter for A.J. Brown, then you have to, double that with Jalen Carter?
I don't know.
You know. So I don't think there's anything about it. You know, I don't know. I can't believe that would happen. We get Ammon Wari. We go into 3 bowls. Laugh out loud. Jarrison Smith were unstoppable. I know. You know who 2 guys that loved Ammon Wari last year? These 2 right here. We talked about him and talked about him.
Because it's just like it's like at this point, it's like I'm not even settling just for a first and a second. Like I would have to get I would have to get like an impact player right now. Some other for a position of need.
Absolutely.
Like right now.
Absolutely. Philly, think about Jeremiah Smith. Oh, you know it. I've been thinking about him for a whole year already. No question. No question. Yeah, Carter's going to get big money next year. No question about it. No question about it. But anyways, I think that's going to do it. I mean, is there anything new to talk about before we get out of here, Joey? Anything updated?
No, I've been looking. It's been quiet. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Middle of the afternoon, there's nothing going on. So much for, you know, if anything is going to happen that's that serious, it would happen today. I mean, it's going to happen right at the start. No, trades would go down before they become official tomorrow, before they're official tomorrow. So
could be something late tonight. We'll see.
Maybe.
You know, keep your eyes out.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Leo, what's up? Bird section. What up, fellas? I'm thinking Jalen Carter being named to the Pro Bowl this past season was designed to drive up the cost of his 5-year-old. Maybe you're right. You know, I mean, whatever they could do to try to screw with us, you might be right about that. But I don't think the Carter stuff is going to happen or serious. But we're going to have to get Leo on the shakedown one of these times for sure.
Wait, hold on. There's what is this? This is from Brian Baldy. What is this? Hold on. I'm just making sure I'm reading the right thing. Hey, Baldy, thoughts on Jordan Davis wasn't great. Hey, Baldy, I thought Jordan Davis wasn't great. What happened? So he said his agent and JD discussed to me and got in shape for the first time. It paid off. Hold on. I'm looking at something here. All right, maybe it's nothing. He says, call his agent and ask him what we discussed. Find out for yourself. All right, I don't know what happened. All right, I was just reading something. I was making sure it wasn't anything. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Seahawks owns 49ers. Thank you for super chat. Goes, we could use Carter. Yeah, weren't the Seahawks one of those rumored teams to call about Carter? I actually thought that's where I had Carter slotted going in the draft. I thought that the Seahawks were going to take him that year. So yeah, it would be dumb. I agree, and I don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, I think it's just teams calling up because they signed an extension to Davis and wanted to see where the Eagles were at. We didn't hear anything about offers. We heard nothing about the Eagles asking price. So I'm not putting a lot of stock into it until I see more, you know, just the way it is. But anyways, we're going to get out of here, I think, guys. Anything else, Joe, you want to say before we do roll?
Yeah, that's it. Appreciate everybody jumping on a Sunday. And obviously we'll have we'll figure out like the day of the week, like shakedown-wise officially.
Yep.
And,
we'll be back. We'll let you guys know ahead of time. Yeah. But keep scouring out there, guys. Keep looking. We'll see what happens. It's going to be very, very interesting tomorrow, not just for the Eagles, but around the league. Yes. And I can't wait to watch it. With that, we are out of here. You guys have a great, great night, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Peace out.
Oh, you have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad, no!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb. You tried to defend the CeeDee Lamb.
crazy.
You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God!
That's crazy.
It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking it. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.